The voicemail was 3 minutes long. Her sister had been dead for 4 months. In the dim embrace of Reykjavik's fleeting daylight, the woman found herself enveloped by the frosty silence of winter. The snow, a constant, gentle reminder of the town's isolation, lined the rooftops and blanketed the narrow streets that wound their way like whispers through the sleepy village. Each day seemed to pass like the last, a monotonous drift punctuated only by the occasional glimmer of the aurora that danced above in the endless night, casting ethereal greens and purples across the star-speckled sky. Her home, a modest clapboard house with a red roof dulled by decades of harsh weather, stood sentinel against the elements. The walls, weathered and worn, seemed to hold secrets of storms long past. Inside, the air was warm and scented with the earthy aroma of peat smoke from the stove. The flickering firelight cast dancing shadows on the walls. It was there, in this refuge, that she listened to a voice from her past. The first voicemail came unexpectedly, the antiquated rotary phone emitting its shrill ring that echoed off the walls, cutting through the stillness like a knife. Her heart quickened, a familiar name on her lips. Helga. It was an impossibility. A voice that should have been silenced, speaking through the crackling static that seemed to bridge the gap between worlds. Hello? It's me? The woman froze, the sound as eerie as the howl of the chilling wind outside. It was her sister, unmistakably, timid yet resolute, as though speaking from a place between dreams and reality. She lowered the receiver, her mind a whirlpool of confusion and disbelief, thoughts swirling like the snowflakes outside. Maybe it was a sick prank, a cruel illusion. But when the calls repeated, doubt solidified into a haunting realization, like the slow drip of water in a cavern. Determined to uncover the truth, she first visited the local telegraph office, a squat stone building where the telecommunication hub of the town resided, its walls echoing with the faint hum of machinery. There, she found Eric, the grizzled operator whose gruff demeanor was tempered only by his penchant for gossip. "Eric, can you trace a call from last night?" she inquired, her voice steady, revealing none of the turmoil within, though her fingers dug into the fabric of her coat, betraying her unease. He scratched his chin, eyeing her with curiosity, his eyes narrowing as if trying to see beyond the surface. Strange requests these days, eh? But nothing's impossible. His voice was rough, like gravel underfoot. Eric rummaged through logs, fingers stained with ink and smelling faintly of machine oil, only to shake his head in resignation, the creases on his forehead deepening. No calls, no records, nothing out of the ordinary. Undeterred, she took the icy roads to visit her friend, Maria, whose intuition often bordered on the uncanny. Maria's cottage was nestled among snow-draped pines, the warm glow from her windows a beacon in the encroaching dusk. "Maybe, just maybe, the dead don't truly leave us," Maria suggested softly, her eyes wide with the belief that ghosts could roam the land, her voice a whisper in the cozy dimness. The notion was absurd, yet somehow it resonated, like an old melody that tugged at her heart. That evening, she returned home, the air thick with the weight of unsettled thoughts. As night settled in, a low, haunting melody played on her sister's old record player, untouched for months. It was a song they both loved, the vinyl scratches providing a rhythmic counterpoint to the melody, each note a reminder of shared memories. A decision formed, nebulous and strange, buried within her. She would answer, engage. It was a chance to bridge the chasm left by Helga's departure, a chasm as vast as the icy sea. As she sat in the semi-darkness, the floorboards creaked under a pressure only she felt, like the gentle sigh of a house breathing. She picked up the receiver again, listening intently, her breath held captive in the stillness. "Helga, what is it?" she whispered. A muffled sound like footsteps over stone responded, echoing faintly through the line. Days turned into a blur, the calls ceasing as quickly as they began. Yet life could not return to what it was, the silence now filled with unasked questions. The woman found herself drifting as though tethered to another realm by threads only she perceived. She moved through her days in a fog, caught between a tangible presence and the possibility of the supernatural, her thoughts as elusive as the mist rolling off the sea. Others in the town noticed a change. She was quieter, more introspective, often seen gazing toward the sea, as if awaiting a ship no longer bound to earth, her eyes searching the horizon for something unseen. On a frigid evening, as she walked through the snow-covered paths, the distant toll of a church bell marked an hour unknown, resonating through the crisp air. In the end, the silence returned, heavier than before, like a blanket of snow muffling the world. What remained were echoes, lingering just beyond hearing, like the murmurs of a long conversation unfinished, whispers carried by the wind.